What is up? Welcome back. Bandmaster Mr.
So,
Fuentes. I'm Franco, the usual, and the bald headed himself over here with the great beard, Mr. Fuentes.
the great beard. Yes.
If you've been watching us, you know this is season 2. We're back with Sneak Peek, which should be out relatively soon. And you should know already by now when it's coming out. But we are talking today about track number 3, which is Sneak Peek, which means we skipped right over track number 2, which was what was it called?
Disclaimer.
But you want to talk about disclaimer real quick? While you put
It's a skit. I had originally made the skit because I put the Emo Sawal Productions name onto the album, and there's some words and ideas that people may not agree with. So I kind of put a disclaimer and / kind of made it into a little dark humor skit, and just something to kind of fill space and get a point across. Nothing really special about that.
I didn't tell him to do that, just so everybody knows. I'm not the bad guy. But
no, that's Nick H.
First match today, it was produced by Kato on the track,
bitch,
which you hear at the very end of it. Kato on the track, beach. But I guess we can get
it's being so loud, bro.
We can get right into it. What made you write the song? Did you hear the beat first and then you made it, or did you wrote, or you like how the pause process?
Actually, I wrote this to be an introduction about myself whenever I got signed to Funny Farm back in 2018. And I had the idea to make like an introduction song, and I don't know why I picked this beat particularly, but I heard the beat. I was like, this is it. This is the perfect beat for this introduction I want to do for everyone who hasn't heard of me. And that's pretty much, the start of the track. This was meant to be a Funny Farm introduction track.
If y'all don't know anything about Mr. Fuentes, just know that he is a guy with no hair who loves introduction songs. That's his main forte.
All I do is introduce myself over and over and over again.
He's like, hey guys, I know it's one of my 10 friends that listen to this. Here it is, Mr. Fuentes again.
This is me. Check it out, guys. Yeah, so basically, yeah, I like introduction tracks. I think they're fun. I've always thought they were fun. So yeah, that's pretty much it.
That's all I got on this on questions. The chronological order was like what number of track this was for the album?
Originally, I don't think you mean like when I wrote it for the album?
Yeah, when what number was this whenever you're writing? Like number 3, 4, 5, 2, 1?
It was probably like number 3 or number 4. I remember whenever I wrote it, this actually wasn't supposed to be a part of Sneak Peek originally.
Yeah, because why would you have 2 intros for an album, huh?
I always have 2 intros for an album. Originally, yeah, this wasn't going to be part of the album at all. But at the time when I released it, I only released it on SoundCloud. I think I released it one time for a little bit on Spotify, but for some reason I took it down. I don't remember why. I guess whenever I figured out that I was going to put it on the album, I might have took it down. I'm not 100% sure on that. I have no idea why I didn't put it on Spotify. I should have, because that beat was my beat. I had bought that beat, so I don't know why I wouldn't have, but I never did for some reason. And now it's the second intro you hear of the album. You have a ghost in your house, Franco.
What are you doing, dude? Go put the hamper back. You want to get started on the track? Or you have any other?
Put your daddy's dirty chones away.
She's in the empty hamper. Dude, go over there.
Children, they're wonderful. They find a toy out of anything.
Yeah.
So yeah, we can get into this track. So this is the third track on the album for Sneak Peek. It is pretty much a second intro, like Franco was saying, because I just didn't give y'all enough in a minute and a half. In the first track, I had to make a whole another 3-minute track to let y'all know who I am. So
he thought he went too hard on the first one, so he put an intermission in between them.
Yeah, I got y'all too hyped. I had to bring y'all down and then give y'all this song right afterwards. So without further ado, here is, if you haven't heard it before, it's been released. It's around. Y'all can hear it somewhere. I don't know where. But this is it. First match. And let me pull up this. And let's go.
Round one. Mr. Fuentes, Absolute Kings, versus everyone. Ready, fight!
If y'all didn't know, that was me in the beginning for the intro.
I do like how I think you played this live, and I heard you say, Mr. Fuentes. I don't know if you said Absolute Kings or if you kept it in there, and then you said Funny Farm. Like how you went back and changed it all before you played the album out.
Yeah, I took out all the any direct Funny Farm references. So if you do listen to the album, you'll find spots that I say Funny Farm as a
past tense.
No, well, one, I do that as a past tense, but like in this song, I say there's a reason I was put on the Funny Farm. It was supposed to be a double entendre of me being on Funny Farm Records, but also me, doing something crazy and being put on the Funny Farm, which is another slang basically for a mental institution. So, yeah. Anyway, let's get this started.
Pow to bad commentators. Cha-cha to all the mother haters. Huh. I've been in it for a moment trying to own it, but I need a few components to go major. Yep. Polished up my skills. Take it to a new dimension. People say I'm too real. 4K definition. And make sure that delivery is equally as loud as two guns when they pop off. Also be original, it's pivotal, it's critical, don't sound like a knockoff. Now how about a team? Or join two regimes? This is what happens when a mad with an absolute king.
So
that Madman reference went hard.
That Madman?
Yeah. I was like, oh, damn.
Met with an absolute king.
Or join two regimes.
So yeah, you obviously get the idea that from this track, I'm trying to make it sound like some kind of fighting, like video game type of thing.
Street Fighter.
Kind of like Street Fighter, exactly. Actually, in the very beginning, I did the Absolute Kings versus. That's supposed to be a shout out to Epic Rap Battles. Whenever they would do the Abraham Lincoln versus George Washington or whatever the hell they did. Yeah, because I used to watch the shit out of that show or that stuff. I haven't seen it really in a while. I don't know why shit like that happens, right? Like, it's cool, and even though the quality so usually gets better and stuff like that, it doesn't seem like the same magical stuff like whenever the first ones came out. I don't know. I've seen some of their newer ones, and they're all good. Everything about them's fine, but it just doesn't have the same magic that I remember like the first ones did for some reason. I don't know.
They run to the ground.
Maybe it just got played out, just the same idea being recycled over and over. I don't know. Made me sad, when I didn't enjoy watching them as much. Anyway, But so yeah, I started off with like kapow, ka-cha, like I'm throwing punches and stuff like that. You know, I've been talking about, like, the whole beginning part is me pretty much talking about my not career, but the stuff I've been doing in rap, and like how I've been like pretty much like being a badass, but like it's still not getting any people's attention. And like, but now I need a team maybe, or maybe I need to join up with some other people. And then there's that reference to Nairo, because they called him Nairo the Madman. So that's what happens when a madman met with an absolute king, because I had joined Funny Farm at that time. But everything else is just basic metaphors and raps. Nothing to me that I thought was super crazy out there. Just some good rhyme schemes. All right, next part.
Through the door to a rapping dojo, you about to meet the floor. And for any up-and-comer who think that they're a hunter, you'll never hear your name again like Pauly Shore. Supposed to be the funny guy, but he's Dr. Jekyll, my disguise. But if you drop an instrumental with my name up in your dental, then I'm coming for you opposite of Mr. Hyde. Yeah, I murder my competitors, an apex predator. I'm running shit so much you'll be elected as a senator. You think that you're a winner, sir? No, you're just a little turd. I'm a great white, and you're softer than a kitty's purr.
So yeah, then I hit you as soon as the beat drops. I hit you with a faster flow, like Franco said on the last podcast. There's a lot of fast flows throughout this album. I think I really like the metaphors I did on this one, because it was an intro to me to Funny Farm and like people who didn't know who I was. So I kind of wanted to make it seem like I was like not like a badass, but like I'm the up and comer. But if you think that you're gonna come from my spot, then you better double think that, idea. And then I thought it was hilarious to do you'll never hear your name again like Pauly Shore, because Pauly Shore did all those movies and everything, and then kind of just fell off, and you haven't heard from him, really, or much about him. And then I go right into the next part, like supposed to be the funny guy, and then I do like a Pauly Shore reference, buddy. And then the Dr. Jekyll, my disguise. If you drop an instrumental with my name up in your dental, then I'm coming for you opposite of Mr. Hyde. So that was another double entendre playing off of Dr. Jekyll, my disguise. That I play like I'm the nice guy. I'm the haha. I'm the guy that's supposed to be like pleasant to be around. But if you come after me, I'm going to take off my real skin, and I'm coming after you, and I'm becoming Mr. Hyde. But if I come after you, the opposite of coming after someone is hiding. So the opposite of Mr. Hyde. That was like probably one of my favorite lines I ever wrote, because I thought that was like just so clever, and most people never told me that was clever. So I'm upset at all of y'all. Every single one of y'all who listened to the song and didn't tell me it was clever.
Hey, Fuentes. That was clever.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. I
think the problem with listening to underground artists is that, for me at least, I'm pretty sure there's people out there like me. Whenever you listen to like music and you go back and like read the lyrics off of Genius or off of AZ lyrics or whatever the hell you read them off of, whenever you read the lyrics, you understand more. Whenever you're hearing, you always hear the words and don't always understand until you read the lyrics. Y'all underground artists don't have lyrics. That's why I'm making the lyric videos for you, so people can understand more. I think once you do get that, and once people start reading them more, they'll understand. Obviously, once they hear this podcast, they'll understand more as well. But I think that's the problem with everything.
I just need more lyrics and more places in lyric videos.
Yeah, so again, hit me up for some lyric videos. 361 Franco does lyrics, or at gmail.com.
Yeah, it's one of those.
Not free.
But don't sound the alarm. I'm here to entertain with my wit and my charm. Disrespect the mic and I'll rip off your arm. There's a reason I was put on the Funny Farm.
Is that all you got? Round 2.
I think you skipped over. Yeah, I murdered my competition, Apex Predator.
No, that was right before that.
No, yeah. We listened to it, but you skipped over it. You stopped back on the stride.
I mean, there's nothing really. It's just a good rhyme scheme. This is me with my braggadocio hard lyrics. Murder my competitors in Apex Predator. I'm running shit so much to be elected as a senator. Which I thought was clever. I'm running shit so much to be elected as a senator. I thought that was cool. You think that you're a winner, sir? No, you're just a little turd. I'm a great white, and you're softer than the kitty's purr. Meow. Yeah, no, it's just some good old fashioned shit talking writing. And then I do my funny farm reference in here. There's a reason I was put on the funny farm. And yeah. So after we listen to the second verse, I will talk about where the second verse came from.
Ready, fight!
Aim on the scene as a lyrical master. I can spit wise words like a Sunday pastor, and I can flip chick quick and sound like a bastard. I'm a double-edged sword, chop my verse up faster. If you want it, go and get it. That's my motto and I live it. If we can, we can split it. I ain't greedy, come on with it. But if not, then I cock block and I block shots when he's TikTok coming for the number one spot. Yup, a few of y'all know my name, Mr. Fuentes. Y'all swerving in y'all's lane. No assurance in rap, so I take no blame. When I wreck these beats, yeah, I have no shame. Cause all I know is forward and I'm never looking back. Not even for a cute girl, that's a fact. Gotta focus on my vision, start doing it, stop wishing. Cause music in my life, I ain't changing my position. Lots of to me good metaphors I use in here. Talk about myself as a lyrical master. Basically, I can spit some good shit, some wise shit, like a Sunday's pasture. But if you get on my bad side, I can flip it on you real quick and just become a bastard. And then I kind of redo that exact idea that I talk about in the first line on the second line and pretty much rephrase the entire first line again in my second line, but in different words. Because if you want to go and get it, that's my motto and I live it. If we can split it. I ain't greedy. Come on with it. If you want to work with me, let's work together. I'm your homie. I'm not greedy. I'll help you out. But if you don't want to help me, then I'll cock block. I'll block shots. Money's TikTok coming for that number one spot. I thought that was one of the coolest lines I wrote too, just because it just sounded so hard. But if not, then I cock block and I block shots. Money's TikTok coming for that number one spot. And then Ludacris dressed up as Goldmember. It pops in my head. So this whole verse actually was not written for this song. When I wrote this verse, so there was a 361 cipher that happened. I want to say it was in 2016, might have been 2017. That was hosted by Michael White, and I remember that day I had planned to go out there to go just spit a verse, and it was pretty much open invitation. Like everyone just come out, and anyone in 361 that wanted to do a verse can come out and do one. So I just honestly, I had not forgotten about it, but I kind of was lazy and didn't write anything whatsoever. So the recording started at like 3, and I started writing this like at 1, and I finished at 3, and then I went straight over there to record this. So I wrote this in like about 2 hours. But yeah, then whenever I wrote this song, I wrote the whole first part, which was my introduction stuff. And then I needed a second verse, and I was like, well, I pretty much already said everything I was going to say. Like, what else am I going to talk about being introduced to Funny Farm? Like, I had no direction. And then I remember this verse, and it just so happened to fit perfectly into this beat. And yeah, then that's where this verse came from. It wasn't originally for this beat at all, but I took it and I recycled it technically, because
I'm not gonna lie. That 361 cipher thing was like 20 minutes. There's no way anyone was listening to that shit and even got to my verse. Like my verse was like right in the middle. That's at like the 10-minute mark. Like nobody got 10 minutes into that shit and was just like, oh yeah, Mr. Fuentes was dope. But yeah, then there's an ending to this song.
K.O.
You thought you could take me?
Mr. Fuentes wins. Kato on the track, beer.
I always thought Kato put his tag in the beginning.
He does.
Did you remove it, put it at the ending, or what?
Yes, that's exactly what I did. It was getting in the way of my intro. And no matter where I tried to put his tag in the beginning, I couldn't freaking make it work. So I just found another copy of the beat and just completely like erased that and replaced it with the copy of the beat. And then after I finished everything, I was like, man, I don't want to do Kato dirty like that and not put any tag whatsoever. So I just put it at the very end. So I at least gave him the credit that he made the beat.
Mm-hmm. Again, this is an intro track. Ain't got much. I do like the whole Street Fighter type thing. I got no questions. I mean, I like the Street Fighter. I do like the line Kato on the track, bitch. That was probably the best line of the of the whole.
You
CD.
know what? You're fired. Franco's fired from the rest of the podcast. You know.
Anyways, fuck. There you go. Like I was saying.
But yeah, no, I mean, like Franco said, it's just another intro track. It's a very braggadocio type of rap. I think the first intro track was more authentic me, I would say. Whereas this one was more braggadocio intro, where the other one was more like, I wouldn't say personal intro, but more personal than this track was, that's for sure. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, I don't have anything else.
I'll put this on as number 8.
You like this one over the introduction song?
Honestly, like I don't know if the other one's at number 9. I just said 9. I actually need to sit back and think about it. Let me look at your track list right quick, so I can like give an honest answer. Where the fuck's your stuff at?
I've like heard this track like 10,000 million times, so it's like one of my least favorite tracks.
Usually how that shit works. I think you sent it in photo in the messenger. Or of course leaving out the skits and shit.
And shit.
If I'm being honest,
You always are, Franco. You hurt my feelings all the time.
I think the intro tracks are probably 11 and 12.
You think they're the lowest?
They get you pumped up.
They're my intro.
They do their job. They get you pumped up and hyped for the album, and then it just goes up from there. Like you're not like, you don't want that to be your peak at the album. You don't want to be like how you said your cousin said. You want to be, and that's what the boy did. Except you switched these two. I think this one's probably number 12, and the intro overture is number 11. So it went. How do I? Something like that. I don't know.
It was like a plane that like.
Once you get over that hump, you go up.
No, that intro went hard. I think there's something wrong with you. But yeah, no. Yeah, pretty much it. So yeah, that was the sneak peek into the third track of the album that you're probably going to hear before the album actually drops. This one's being released. Well, we'll see when it gets released, but most likely it's the 8th of February right now. Right? Yeah.
Well, we're moving Friday the 14th again, so this will be Thursdays.
Oh, the 9th of February.
Yeah.
So yeah, my album will probably be dropping very soon between this time. So check it out. We're going to continue doing pretty much all the tracks of this album. So check it out, keep listening. And if for some reason you'll start listening to the album and you'll have any questions about any of the tracks that you would like me to answer for any reason, just shoot me a message on my Mr. Fuentes 36 at on my Facebook or Instagram at Mr. Fuentes 361. And I'll try to do my best to answer any questions that anyone has for any of the songs on my album. But yeah, pretty much it. Thank y'all for joining. If y'all got this far and have not subscribed to Emo Sawal Productions, please hit that like button. Franco advises against the notification button, but I think it'd be fun.
There's times where I upload shorts at 3 a.m. when I'm at work, so
It'll be 3 a.m. at work. You'll be like going up to take your midnight dump, and you can watch his short. While you're dumping it out, man. But yeah, thank y'all for joining us. Thank y'all for taking the time to listen to us rant about our tracks, and then hopefully y'all be hearing that album soon.
This ain't my tracks. These are his tracks only, not mine. You said our tracks.
We're a group. We're a team, Franco.
I did not have any input into any of these lyrics, especially when you get to a certain song.